Hey Centra, thanks so much for tuning in today for Wellness Wednesday. We are glad to be back with you. I believe that this is video number 5.
Yes, video 5.
Week number 5.
It's hard to believe it's already the end of January.
It is hard to believe. January is one of those long months, but good time to get refocused on things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we're hoping that this series of videos and education around well-being has been helpful for you, has had you thinking about some new goals and things for 2020. And so this week we're going to talk about, we've gone through all of what well-being is, all of the different tenets, and so now we really want to get into the benefits of what it means to be well and what it means to thrive. That's the word that we've kind of honed in on. And so we want to talk about some stats around well-being, and Aubrey is going to kind of take us off with that to get started. So tell us about, Aubrey, some stats and things around thriving.
So I think this is a really interesting topic because this is where the research and the data around why you should do these wellness activities that we've been talking about, or engage in our incentive campaign to start your wellness journey, is really important.
Why it should be important to us.
Yes.
Yeah, why we should even care about well-being to begin with, aside from, like we said, the physical, the heart, and all that, but why we should really care about the total well-being.
Exactly. Yep. And I think that the studies that we have seen, we're particularly looking at some information that's been retrieved through studies that Gallup has completed, but you can find this information really all over the place for companies that have studied this work. But we've been focusing in on areas of well-being around the social component, the community component, financial, physical, and professional well-being. And what Gallup has discovered is if you are thriving in all of these areas, there are exponential benefits to your health. So some of those things would be things like, we are more likely to be top performers when we are well in all of these areas. Our quality of work is higher because we're doing really good work. We're less likely to be sick, which is really great. I don't like being sick. I don't know if anyone does. It's certainly not fun. We're less likely to change jobs, which is good for us, I think, professionally speaking. It's good for our employer, but it really makes you feel good when you can put roots down somewhere as well, I think.
Feel like you're making a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. But then the other thing is, from a safety standpoint, which I think is really important in healthcare, is you're less likely to get injured, which is really important as well. So those are some big things that studies have found. If we're well and thriving in all of those areas of our life, that we can see a difference.
Yeah, so just to kind of add to that, what is also interesting though is that Gallup shows that only 7% of people are actually thriving in all areas. That is a very small number. So not even 10% of the population is thriving in all areas. So, and they have found that about 66% are thriving in at least one area. And
better news.
Yeah, it is better news. And they, not Gallup, but in other research, it shows that usually it's on the physical side that people are thriving more, and that they're least likely to thrive in their social, in the social component of well-being. So very interesting to think about. You know, we think that we're a very social society, and with social media and things like that, but that seems to be the one area that people just do not spend as much time focusing on.
Yeah, and you know, interestingly enough, one of the studies that they saw from that social component, also that financial piece, is that when individuals go out, you know, we always say retail therapy. It does feel good to go, if you like shopping for clothes or whatever it might be, to go buy an item, but over time the significance of what that made you feel doesn't really last that long. Whereas if we actually take time for an experience that we pay for, so maybe it's going out to eat or doing an activity as a family that you spend a little bit of money on, you are so much more likely to thrive from that experience. So I think that's a really neat way that those two components tie together.
Well, and it lasts longer. We talked about that too, that experience, the memories that you're making, that lasts longer than the temporary joy that you might get from buying something. I think the other thing that we found in talking about that social component that maybe people aren't so focused on, some of the really good benefits of the social component is they found that the benefit of friends and how your friends' habits will actually kind of rub off on you, and that if you have a friend who has a good diet, that you're likely to have a good diet.
I mean, so maybe we should be
friends with
about that.
Friends with people who eat really healthy, and then all of a sudden it'll transfer to
or
us.
be the friend that starts eating healthy, and you can make a difference in your other friends' lives. But it's very interesting.
It is interesting how community and friendships and relationships and family and even their habits have an impact on us, and how that works together for just the holistic approach to well-being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Centra, thanks so much for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. We could probably talk extensively about all of the different things that we researched, and certainly you can go online and research it more yourself. But the point is that well-being pays off.
Yes.
And not just financially, but in so many different areas, professionally and community-wise, social, our health, professionally, all of these different things. Just being well pays off. So as we like to sign off and encourage you, we want you to be well, to do well, to think well, and we certainly hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week.